This is Soni Aralynn, and you are now listening to the Anime Assembled podcast with your host, Indy Uchiha and John Forsaken Power.
Explosion. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a new look for Anime Assembled. It's something we're definitely trying out.
Yo.
Yeah. This is what Patreon money gets you.
Snazzy, we had to step it up a little bit. Yeah. I said we're coming back better than ever, so we're trying some new things, to actually hold through on that promise.
Yeah, we're definitely trying some new things. My sound is now incredible. His background is now incredible. He has on an amazing shirt right now. Made the figure, the little character on there, made by RB Cola. Hand drawn by RB Cola. Mike Fiend t-shirt is available on nerdmixgaming.live/merch. nerdmixgaming.live/merch. Make sure you guys check that out. Help RB Cola become rich.
Right, no kidding. And even better, the shirt feels nice. Like dead ass.
The high quality nerd armor there.
Yeah. It's real comfortable.
Yeah. And I think you got the long sleeve joint, right?
Yeah, I got the long sleeves, but I had to be hip and cool, so I rolled up my sleeves trying to look cool.
Hey, that's what it do. So what's been going on with you, man? What you been checking out?
You don't even want to go there, man. Dude, 30 plus shows still run. Dude, I'm drowning. I have no time to literally watch anything else. I just caught back up because I was like 2 episodes behind on a couple shows. So I was behind on a new show on Funimation called Shadow's House. There's another show. It's called The Saint's Magic is Omnipotent. If I made a post on the IG just a couple days ago or whatever, that picture's from that show. That's a really good show. Yeah, okay. Dude, she is amazing. I love her to death. She's great. But there's a lot of shows out there that I'm checking out right now. But dude, I can't wait for this week because we're getting another episode of Tokyo Revengers coming out, and I feel like the next episode things are really gonna pop off. And I'm super hyped for it.
Nah, I definitely feel you on that. I think I finished So What, I'm a Spider. So like I finished that. I became current on some other things, you know what I'm saying, that I was checking out. So yeah, I've been getting in on the thing too. So What, I'm a Spider like ended at like I hate where it ended off at because it ended right when stuff was getting the most interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in the next episode we're about to pop off because I think there's gonna be like this whole big old battle between 2 characters, but I don't want to go in too much into it for the people who haven't started watching it.
The season is it the way it went off. It felt like the season ended.
Well, so there's 2. So they actually kind of split up the season. So you might actually be a couple episodes behind then, because they actually did like a split for the series. I think it was like at episode 13. There's supposed to be like 24 episodes this season.
So I think the last episode I saw, everybody's topside moving around. There's people. It's something they're going through a labyrinth to get to the other side.
Oh, yeah, you're at the split, bro.
I'm at the split.
Yeah, you're at the split. But that makes sense because it's kind of like, how a lot of series they do the split and then the next season or the next half of the season airs a couple months later or something like that.
Yeah.
This time they didn't even bother with that. They just were like, okay, we're gonna wait a week or 2 weeks, and we're gonna drop the second half.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you're at right now. Okay. I see where you're at.
Okay, cool.
Dude, it gets crazy, like absolutely ridiculous. Like you thought, Kumoko, the main character, you thought she was OP. She gets redonkulous in some of the fights coming up.
Yeah, it's crazy what she do. Cause like I think at the end, the last thing I saw, it was nothing but a head floating. Like something that happened to her. Her body was being repaired, and she was in the water, and her head was floating. And I'm trying to figure out like what the heck happened to her body because they didn't show anything happen. Like it's just her body, just her head floating around. And I'm like, and that fight between her and the Earth Dragon was insane, dude.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely bonkers. But no, at least you ain't got to worry about that because I think we have another episode dropping on Friday. So
Okay.
you'll be able to see some more of it.
Yeah, because I was like, I think I was just up one night and then I just couldn't sleep, and I think I was up till like 4:00 in the morning. And I just boom, episode after episode after episode after episode, and I was like, man, I forgot how good this was, and I just got into it, and all of a sudden I'm like, what? There's no next button? You know, you got that little next button in the top corner, and you're like, it's no next button. The first episode just starts playing over again, and you're like, come on.
I ain't trying to go from episode 1 all over again. No, I need to know what happens next.
Yeah, but that's dope. I'm really digging that, and to be honest with you, that actually wants to make me go check out like the other Reincarnated series. Like I Reincarnated as a slime, different stuff like that.
So good.
Just because of watching, you know what I'm saying, the fact that I watched this randomly on accident. Trying to click on something else and they changed openings in anime so much that I didn't even pay attention that this opening had nothing to do with the characters and stuff. Because I think I was getting ready to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and I wasn't paying no attention. I was like, this is weird music, and it's just playing. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I started to watch the episode. And I'm looking like I thought it was a demon. Or something. I'm like, wow, they're going in depth on this spider demon, and you know, I'm watching. I'm like, well, where are the other characters? And then I noticed I was watching something different, but it was different. Yeah, it was so good. I just kept watching it.
Well, I mean that's the best kind of shows though. When you find you kind of just do it on a whim, and then you're so captivated by it that you're just you just binge the rest of it basically.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking about top-notch animes doing big things and keeping people enthralled in what's going on, man. Bruh, Demon Slayer. The Demon Slayer box office. Let's go ahead and get into this for those who don't know, man.
Please.
Demon Slayer is like the world's biggest grossing animated movie now.
Yeah, like top.
Like top. Demon Slayer confirmed as #1 film in America this past weekend. This was actually posted on the 3rd of May. It's shattered records as of now.
Absolutely.
And it's the second, it's the first biggest Japanese film, right? Now,
something like that, yeah.
Like it's changed, like, because it's like the biggest film in Japan now.
Right. Yeah.
But this comes from Anime News Network, which is always real good place to get your news from. Funimation confirmed on that Monday that Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train anime, ranked #1 in North America box office this past weekend. The film earned $6 million for. It earned almost $6,500, edged out Mortal Kombat, yo. The Mortal Kombat film did about $6,300, and this animated movie that aired in less theaters, didn't have HBO Max release, did $65 million and won their second week matchup at the U.S. box office, and which they've won every matchup they done had since then. So far as long, I don't even think it's in the box office anymore over here. But
I think it left like last week for us or something like that.
Yeah, but it's the second Japanese film ever, and only the second anime film ever to rank #1 at the box office in the U.S. The first was Pokemon, the first movie, over 21 years ago.
Yo, honestly though, I mean, come on, that's still killing it though. You know how big Pokemon is. So the fact that it's only second to Pokemon the first movie, come on, bro. You gotta clap it up for him. You gotta clap that up.
Definitely gotta clap it up for him. And Demon Slayer is now the 3rd highest grossing anime film ever, unadjusted for inflation, in the United States, with an estimated 34 million. 34 million as of that Sunday. It surpassed the former #3 Dragon Ball Super Brawly by over 4 million, and only trails behind Pokemon the first movie, which Pokemon the first movie did an insane almost 86 million, and then the Pokemon 2000 movie, which did 43 million. according to a numbers website, Demon Slayer is less than 3.5 million for overtaking the 800th as the number one spot film 2020 worldwide. That's nuts. That's nuts when you come to think about how animated films, especially when it comes to subtitled, dubbed, they did have subtitled and dubbed out, you know what I'm saying, split in the theaters. And the fact that we only had maybe a total within Northwest Indiana and the Chicagoland area, maybe a total 7 theaters showing this film. And it was
I think even less than that.
Yeah, and it was only at a certain time and only on certain days, because I think it was only showing on the weekend, and it was only showing for 4-hour blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Give or take. Yeah. It was from 5 or 6 p.m. to I think the last showing was 8:30.
Yeah, so
yeah, it was ridiculously short window for it, and it was even worse because the seatings were so hard to get into as well. Because they only had half the seats available because the COVID policies and restrictions and stuff. So it was even harder, to even just get into the theaters to watch the movie even.
So not only was it up against an anticipated movie, which was crap, in Mortal Kombat, it was also up against limited seating and still did what was that? The second weekend, 34. Because they're now. This is May 17th. They kept killing.
Right.
They kept killing. But I was one of the advocates when I was talking on Facebook and different stuff like that. When everybody's talking about Mortal Kombat, posting Mortal Kombat up, I'm the one posting, but Demon Slayer. You know what I'm saying? We hype over Mortal Kombat, but Demon Slayer is doing this thing, and a lot of my close friends, including you, Boogie Bueno, a producer from around this area, even Rob, you know what I'm saying, Rob Melendez, you know what I'm saying, they made sure they saw it. Yeah, I went and saw it, plus I watched it at home. Don't ask me how. And it's a really good animated film. To me, it wasn't. We'll get to that when we actually do the movie breakdown. It wasn't as good as the series itself, but the fact that they kept it, the fact that they just took the next arc and adapted it to a movie to go ahead and move ahead to something that'd be cooler to, you know what I'm saying, be for the series, was a very, very smart thing, because this arc itself can feel as filler. It could really feel fillerish if you're making it into episodes.
I could definitely understand where you're coming from for that, but I have to give them kudos though for sure on it, just because the fact that they were able to even animate a whole arc into that, it was a total of an hour and 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes. They did the whole arc on top of that, pretty much following the manga for the most part. That takes some insane skill, and just kudos to the whole team that worked on it. Kudos to the director, the animators, the illustrators, everybody that worked on this movie. Y'all killed it. So, and I'm really hyped the fact that, they it made sure to have it to where the movie has to be seen in order to kind of really understand where the second season is going to be at. Just because a lot of the movies, for instance, the My Hero movies, those movies, I wouldn't say they're not really necessary, but at the same time, you don't necessarily have to watch them in order to understand the next season. It's just they're just in between season events that they have. So, but this one's nah, you have to watch this because it leads straight into the second season.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. I feel like if you skip it, I think they'll do a good job of explaining if characters are coming back, because there's some characters in the movie that are so popular now that they're being put into the Demon Slayer video game.
Jesus.
So,
okay.
That was interesting to me, but I feel like some of the characters' introductions, people would actually. Demon Slayer is such. I don't think anybody watching Demon Slayer didn't watch that movie to start off with. Even if the movie wasn't canon, Demon Slayer fans were going to see it to start off. So it's a very interesting thing I feel that they're doing. I was happy about it. I watched it a couple of times, and I was truly digging it. The animation was so freaking clean. The voice actors on the subtitle. I'm not gonna say the dub because I hate dubbed new anime. Dubbed new anime to me is horrible.
That's fair.
Anything after Trigun, I don't want to hear.
Damn, you're dude. You are harsh on the dub, man. I was expecting maybe like 2010, 11 era. That'd be kind of the cut. Like Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Bleach, Naruto.
Well,
like though. There are certain shows for me.
Bleach. I guess Bleach is cool, but I lump Bleach. I lump a lot of them into that era of Trigun because they all aired at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. On Toonami and all that. So I lumped them all into the same thing. But man, some of that's bad. Boruto dubbed is really bad. Naruto dubbed is horrible. Demon Slayer to me dubbed is horrible. I just don't like the voice actors. And I feel like it could be done something better because when you do stuff that isn't subtitled, like let's say Ruby, you know what I'm saying, which is just done as it's done. Those voice actors for Ruby are amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they can get better voice actors to accentuate what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Just get Johnny Young Bosch to do every protagonist.
It's because it's Johnny Young Bosch. That's why. Oh my God. All right. I'm not even gonna try to argue that one because we'd be here for hours just because your whole defense would be it's Johnny Young Bosch, dude. No, what more do you want from me? Tell
me in any voiceover work, what has he done bad?
See, but that's the problem. I can't argue against it. That's why I'm saying that's the defense. The defense is gonna rest right after that. That's why we're moving on from that. No. I'm not even gonna try to counter argue that.
All right. Moving on to the next topic. Moving on to the next topic again from the incredible Anime News Network. We get a lot of our news from them just because they break stuff down very well. My Hero Academia manga still heading towards its planned ending. For those who have been paying attention to what's going on in My Hero, this story, that the academic, you know what I'm saying, the young heroes going through high school story is coming to an end. Whether there's a story after that, I don't know. I would be hoping so, but it seems that the one for all and the all for one story is getting ready to come to its conclusion. Kohio Hirashaki revealed in an interview published in this year's spring issue of Shusushiya's Jump Giga magazine on Friday that they journey to the end of My Hero Academia manga has been much longer than he expected, but it is still leading toward the ending that he decided upon since before the series started. The manga has over 50 million copies in circulation, both digital and print, and the release of the manga's 30th compiled book volume on April 2nd, right? The cumulative circulation in Japan alone has exceeded 37 million, and the cumulative circulation outside of Japan is about 13 million. That's a lot of damn books.
Yeah.
That is a lot of books.
Yeah, that is.
Hirokoshi launched the manga series in Seishia. Why can I not say that name? I'm just going to say Weekly Shonen Jump. In Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, July 2014. I did not know My Hero was around that long. The manga's 31st compiled book volume was shipped in Japan this summer. Viz Media publishes the manga in English digitally and in print in North America. Manga Plus service also publishes the manga in English digitally. The manga's 5th and most recent anime season premiered in Japan on March 27th. Funimation and Crunchyroll are both streaming the anime with English subtitles. Funimation is also streaming the English dub. The manga has also inspired 2 anime films, and a 3rd film will premiere on August 6th. How do you feel about this whole thing when it comes to him feeling like, especially when we have, which is later, the creator regrets the way Attack on Titan ended. We have a bunch of creators regretting the way a lot of their stuff is ending. Do you think that his planned ending can work with the attachment that the fans have to the characters?
For me, how I see it, all good stories must come to an end at some point, right? There has to be a conclusion. If
Right.
there's no conclusion, there's going to be an empty hole in my, for instance, there are certain animes. I haven't actually read the manga, so I don't know if they've actually been concluded or not. But there are certain animes out there, they get one season and they leave on a big cliffhanger, and then you don't get a second season, right? That tears up anime viewers. So I feel like, granted, My Hero, they could probably make this string along. You could do something, like how One Piece is on what, like 900 something episodes, give or take.
One Piece is never ending.
Right. Well, One Piece has several endings, so whenever he feels like having it end, he can end it at whatever arc he chooses. But it'll keep going for years and years, and that's great. But at the same time, it's just like certain things that are going to lead to it, like quality could get diminished. Certain arcs are going to be just kind of like just bad, or just in general, just like it wouldn't necessarily have the same luster as some of the earlier arcs, because there's going to be certain things that you're going to be like, this is like the epitome of the show, like for me, obviously, because I'm not the creator himself, but I can't, once the one for all and all for one thing is done, I don't see where else this show could really go other than you kind of just live the life of the superheroes now. And I don't know, it wouldn't have the same spark, because that was the primary situation of the series in general, for all, at least for me, is the fact that, okay, it's one for all versus all for one. This is the big head honcho dude. As soon as he's gone and done, and his I guess the League of Villains, once they're gone, it's kind of just, I don't know. I feel like
all them once he's defeated. Is there a reason for all for one or one for all to even be around?
Right, and it just kind of just it'll get to the point where it'll just kind of be like, okay, I just want to see, okay, it's just going to be an everyday thing for Deku and everybody else. Let's just see what they're doing now. There's not really going to be that villain that's, the big head honcho guy that they needed. There's not going to be the conclusion, that everybody would be looking for.
Well, it'll be interesting to see somebody like Deku or Todoroki and how they become, the number one or number two hero, especially if you end up with a rivalry between, you already gonna have a rivalry between Bakugo and everybody,
right?
Because Bakugo has to be better than everybody,
right?
But, the whole thing with with Todoroki's father, fighting to become the number one hero over, All Might, maybe even something with Deku going to America. And becoming the hero in America, then coming back and seeing it's Todoroki and Bakugo fighting for number one, number two, and then he comes back and he automatically jumps to the top, and seeing that something develop, between them, or flip it and have Deku do an Eren. Where he decides and become the villain. And then have Bakugo be the one who has to, Bakugo and Todoroki be the ones that have to stop him. That's it's a bunch of different stuff I feel they could do with this.
That's definitely, I like that, but that still comes to the part that there's gonna be a conclusion. Whereas how I'm seeing, because he has a plan, he knows his end game, so all he has to do is get to the end game, right? If he didn't have that end game in sight and he's just kind of just riding on a limb, it may come out great. There are certain artists, from my understanding, that do that. They don't have an end game in sight right now. They're just they're writing the story as it comes to them. And some of them are great. Right. Some of them, it just well, what the hell is this? This is, it kind of feels like filler or something like that. But having basically an end goal in sight, it gives you a path to go, in a sense. You know where you want to end up. You just have to get there, kind of thing. And I like that, because at least it'll gear the story in the proper way that it should, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I definitely get that. I just feel like I feel like it's a possibility that there's a lot more story with this that can actually be told
Oh well, yeah.
that they're not taking advantage of. But
Well, oh well, no. I mean, I see that, but I don't think that just because he has the end goal in sight right now, that doesn't mean that the end goal is going to be happening in the next like 2 years or 3 years. This series can go far. Like, it could go years if anything, or how they can even do like a sequel thing, kind of like how like Naruto and Boruto's doing even, or how Inuyasha after what 10 years or so now they're doing Yashahime with their sequel. They can do a sequel of My Hero. They could do My Hero Academia. Well, more like just My Hero as the adults, My Hero Agency instead of My Hero Academia, because they're no longer in school. Now they're doing their own agencies and stuff like that.
Or just call it My Hero. Drop the academia. Or if some of them decide to come back, they can do a new generation of heroes. They can keep it going. They have some of them actually come back and become teachers.
Right. Exactly. Like there's a lot that they can do, throughout the whole thing. But, it's a matter of they need to know where they're going first, before they can actually get to that. Okay, well, now that I made it to here, where am I going now?
Right.
So.
My bad. I thought I muted the mic before I started crunching. I shouldn't be eating on camera anyway.
Yeah. You good.
But that's interesting. All in all, we can say that My Hero is a top 5, probably in the past. What you want to say? If you want to go this decade for this generation, because it is one of the new animes for this current generation of fans. It is definitely a top 5 anime.
Honestly,
what I'm saying for them.
I would even give it top 3. A lot of people consider My Hero as one of the new generation big 3. You know how back in the day, the original big 3 was Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece.
Right.
A lot of the new generation is considering My Hero to be one of the new big 3.
Right.
And it's fitting given how popular the show has been.
The show is uber popular. The characters are uber popular.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, the animation is so crisp, the stories are so different than what we're actually used to seeing on the screen. Is what has people behind them is more adult stories between the two of those shows. That it's those shows tend to have families watching them rather than just anime fans, because I see people sit down and watch Jujutsu Kaisen with their kids, or sit down and watch Demon Slayer with their kids, and it's interesting how that goes.
Yeah, and even more so, a lot of the new shows like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, they're ramping up everything. They're making it, they're taking it up a notch. So if they don't, if all the other shows don't take it up a notch, they're gonna get left behind from some of these new shows.
Facts.
Because they're just killing it.
Facts. Well, talking about new shows, Netflix is getting another anime.
Well, Netflix is just killing it. They're trying to be like the next Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Well, Yasuke, I did watch. I'm gonna wait on you to, get done with
I haven't finished.
Yeah, I'm waiting you to finish that, and then we'll come with our review on Yasuke. But I was delighted and disappointed in that.
Really?
We'll get to that in the review, so you guys stay tuned for that. But Netflix is taking something old and making it new, and I don't know how many times the story can be told. Cause this is getting like Uncle Ben dying, but Netflix is getting Sailor Moon movie.
Oh, okay. Oh boy.
He said, "Oh boy."
Oh boy.
Why oh boy? Netflix snags exclusive rights to Sailor Moon Eternal movie, premieres June 3rd. A continuation of Sailor Moon Crystal. The Sailor Moon movie debuted in Japan earlier this year.
I don't know. Sailor Moon's been around since before I think 1990s was when the first Sailor Moon. Before that, even
I think
Sailor Moon's been around for longer than I have been alive.
Yeah, Sailor Moon might have came out in the 80s, yo. Like, no lie.
Yeah, but so I mean, granted, the series is great. Sailor Moon's awesome, but I don't know, man. Damn, there's another one.
Yeah, it says right here, Sailor Moon fans, Netflix has some big news. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Eternal, the movie, part 1 and 2 will be available to stream globally outside Japan beginning on June 3rd. The release date was revealed alongside a new teaser trailer. The film, which is based on the Dream Arc saga in the original manga series, was released in Japan earlier this year. Sailor Moon Eternal focuses on the Sailor Guardians' growth, both as teenage girls and as Sailor Guardians, as well as the faint first love of Chibi USA and Helios, according to Netflix. The adventure takes place in springtime Tokyo when the cherry blossoms are in bloom and the city's preparing to celebrate the century's largest total solar eclipse. When the eclipse begins, Usagi and Chibi USA encounter Pegasus, who is in search of the chosen maiden who can break the seal of the golden crystal. While all this is playing out, a mysterious, ominous troupe called the Dead Moon Circus appears. Their plan is to scatter the nightmare incarnations known as lemurs, seize the legendary silver crystal, rule over the moon and earth, and eventually dominate the entire universe. And that's basically what the description says for that. How do you feel about something like Sailor Moon, which right here has got the date started in 1992.
Oh, there you go. It has been around longer than I've been alive. That's messed up.
Yeah. How do you feel about something like that? Netflix. I mean, that's a staple. That is a staple anime.
Right.
Sailor Moon was big for a lot of people.
It still is.
Yeah, the beautiful, talented Soni Aralynn, who intros our show for us. Huge Sailor Moon fan. Huge. Some of her best cosplay costumes are the ones where she cosplays Sailor Moon characters. So Sailor Moon was, to me, me growing up, Sailor Moon for me was one of the first animes that girls could really be into. There was enough action to keep boys entertained, but it was really the one where young women could look at that and they could see themselves in the characters. And we really haven't had anything like it since, other than like Ruby and different things like that, because most women in most anime are they're dropped down to being companions. There's not really a lot of anime where women lead. And that's why I feel like it's important for something like Sailor Moon. But is it just beating a dead horse instead of creating a new IP?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think it was actually a safe bet for them to pick such a strong IP in order to bring back one, because you'll also bring the older generation, the ones who grew up on Sailor Moon, but at the same time you could also bring in the newer, let's say, because a lot of people, even though anime is such a huge thing now, right? It's been for years. A lot of people still don't know about anime in general. And even more so, some of the newer generation of anime viewers don't even know about some of the older anime. So this would be it'd be like one of those things that, when you bring back like a remastered version of a video game, right? It doesn't matter who it is. If you weren't there back in the day, if the game looks good, you're going to go pick it up and play it. The ones who played it back in the day, they're going to be like, yo, I get to relive, that game, So I feel like
that's not fair. That's not fair.
What you mean?
That's not fair. You're using that. You're using that argument just like I use the Johnny Young Bosch argument, because I can't refute it, because you
damn right.
I'm playing. Right now I'm playing through Mass Effect Legacy.
Mass Effect, and that's exactly why I brought it up. That's exactly why I brought it up, because that's exactly what this makes me think of. So I think that it's going to be really good for Netflix as long as they do it right, because obviously if they don't hold up the quality of Sailor Moon, people are going to bash Netflix like, how dare you, desecrate Sailor Moon, how dare you do that, so they're taking risk as well. So as long as they do well, they're going to get well received. But if they don't do it properly, it's going to backfire on them. So, I have high hopes for it. Sailor Moon was always a big thing for my family. My sister was a big Sailor Moon fan, along with I think there was a show back in I think Shugo Chara, I think it was called. She was really big on that show and Sailor Moon. So, seeing Sailor Moon come back, I feel like it's like a nostalgia trip for me because I know the series, and then for some of the newer people, it's gonna be an awakening. Like, yo, they were killing it back in the day too. Like, come on.
Yeah, definitely. This sounds like something where if a movie comes out, it could lead into a rebirth of maybe buying the Sailor Moon IP to put it on. Especially like, is Sailor Moon Crystal already on Netflix, or is that just Crunchyroll?
I don't think so.
Well,
I think that's Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's something where they can get that and put it on there, or the future as far as Sailor Moon anime. You know what I'm saying? It could be.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Netflix, especially if that does very well. So I'm gonna look and pay attention to what they're doing with that and sees what happens. I'm interested. Like, I really couldn't get too much into Crystal because I felt like it was just a regurgitation of what I've already seen.
The original. Yeah.
Of the original. And they've done that a couple of times with Sailor Moon.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that it does well enough to where they not really it'd be kind of like a sequel anime for me, how I'd see it. Like how the Demon Slayer has a movie that's a sequel to the first season, and then now we're going to get a second season that's going to be immediately following the movie. I'm hoping that the Sailor Moon movie does well enough, because you said it's 2 parts, right? There's 2
it said part 1 and part 2.
Hopefully these movies do well enough so then that way they can actually make maybe even an anime following the events of the 2 movies, or at least just, being a sequel to them in a sense.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna rock with that. I'm gonna rock with that. I'm gonna check it out. Man, we got one more article to tackle.
All right.
I'm not willing to let go of this new layout yet. I just keep looking at the lights and stuff changing. So it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm never doing that again.
It'll be okay, bro.
I bought this up earlier, especially talking about the My Hero creator's plan ending.
Mm-hmm.
The creator of Attack on Titan regrets the way he ended Attack on Titan, and this is coming directly from Anime Senpai. Just in case you guys want to go check this out yourself, Anime Senpai, everything anime, everything manga. Hajime Isayama, Asama, Isayama. Y'all know what I mean. Regrets how Attack on Titan story concluded. This is a story that was posted on May 1st. In a leaked interview with Attack on Titan author, Hajime revealed some shocking new information. It has been more than 20 days since the finale chapter of Attack on Titan came out. While most fans were satisfied with how the manga concluded, there were fans who felt like there was still something missing from the ending. Previously, it was revealed that Attack on Titan author Hajime and Full Metal Alchemist author Hiromu will have an interview which will be published on June 9th. But according to a credible source, summary of Hajime interview has been leaked. Here are some of the notable points from that leaked interview. Final volume will be extra 8 pages. The final volume of the series will include 8 extra pages, which will also include a school cast. Pages are few because manga volume can only add this many pages. The final page of the manga was changed. The biggest revelation of the leaked interview is that the ending was changed. According to the leaked interview, originally the final page was supposed to show 3 people walking towards a tree on the hillside, but Hajime changed it after discussing with his editor. A lack of writing. Although Armin in the manga might seem to be approving genocide, Hirayama thinks it's due to a lack of writing. Eren's actions are the worst of worst, and Armin does not approve of them. Judging from the results, Armin is the beneficiary of Eren's actions. Although Armin can't understand the final farewell with Eren, he still wants to use the sentence, "Thank you for being a murderer," for us to show that he is an accomplice of Eren so as to get closer to him. Most difficult part to write. For the author, his favorite chapter although the chapter itself is not quite like the usual style of Attack on Titan. He enjoys the difference. Chapter 69, Friends, is his favorite. 69 and 71 are not following the main plot, but focusing on the story of individual characters. He drew them with the feeling of drawing a short one-chapter manga. His favorite scene. His favorite scene is the scene with the Jaw Titan grabbed the Attack Titan in chapter 104. He thinks this scene is the peak of his own drawing. This is why there is no more big action scenes after chapter 104. He was the happiest when he was drawing the beginning of the Marley arc, chapter 91 battle scene. He drew them with extra concentration and strength. So this sounds like it's going to be a pretty informational, you know what I'm saying, interview that we might get some insights onto how he really feels and what the meaning behind a lot of this stuff was. Because if you Attack on Titan lore is something that you kind of have to dig deep for. They don't just paint it out on the wall on what's going to happen. So, but before we get into what he said, how did you feel about the ending of Attack on Titan?
Honestly, I wouldn't say upset. I was content, I guess, but upset. Just because, you know how like everybody wants that kind of the happy ending, you know, for all the characters involved, and at the same time we got that but didn't get that at all.
Right.
You know, it left me with mixed feelings, I guess. That's the really best way to put it. It kind of reminded me of how Code Geass from, you know, how that ended back in the day, and where like we got a good ending, but it wasn't a good ending. I feel like I don't know. I would have wanted a happier ending, but that's just me. But given how the series is, you know, portrayed and how the series is just in general, it fits. It definitely fits.
It definitely fit. I think I wanted a little bit more. I think I wanted a little bit more explanation. I think I wanted a little more history. Like we got a lot of history on the Titans and different stuff like that, but I just feel like we could have went further back. They could have visualized that. You know what I'm saying? A lot more.
I have a feeling, or you know, actually, this is just kind of just me just hoping is maybe they'll do kind of like, I wouldn't say an OVA, but maybe like a special, I guess, like hour like episode of kind of just like the beginnings, you know, of like Marley and the beginnings of the Eldian Empire, and just that whole, you know, that whole history portion. That I feel like would be a good kind of extra bit for anybody who actually followed the journey of Attack on Titan. So then that way, even though the series is ended, we still got a little bit more coming our way, you know, to at least give us a little more satisfaction to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely 110% with that, man. That'd be amazing. It's kind of like the prequels for Game of Thrones, the shows they got coming out. I'm like really geeked for them, because those are some of the best stories to me in the books, is what happened in the past before we got to all of this. So I'd be interested in seeing that, because I'd be interested in seeing, like, I want to know who's really the asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be something going on. So there's got to be a catch with something. Like I just want to be able to visually see that and not have to try to read through all this lore in order to try to break it down and visualize it myself. It'd be just pretty good to see that put on screen.
Like be that one meme where it's like that billboard of all them papers and the dude just like freaking out with the pen and he's just like pointing at the billboard like, okay, I figured it out, but then you didn't figure out anything. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at.
But I know one thing is I'm looking forward to reading this interview in June. So when y'all whoever puts it up, that like the minute it's translated, I'm looking at you for Neverworld. As soon as it's translated, let me know what's going on, because I want to check it out. I want to see what's popping. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That was our last article for today, man. But we hope you guys like the new layout. We hope you like the transition. We did some work with this.
I think it looks pretty.
It was some work done. So hopefully when I bounce this, everything is on time and like our mouths are moving. Plus the words are going out our mouths. So this is going to be interesting because this is the first time we ever did this. But
trial and error.
Trial and error, man. But we want to thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Anime Assembled. This will be the layout that y'all be getting from now on. If you guys like it, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Let us know what you think. We try to be a little bit more detailed in the vocal part of it so that our Patreon, that's right, our Patreon people are able to hear what we are saying clearly, because we have audio only versions of the podcast available at Patreon. So go ahead and show your support, join the Patreon, and get early access to the audio versions of the podcast. In case you're driving and you can't watch what's going on, you can listen to our amazing sexy voices. Pause for dramatic effect.
I'll try my best to be I can't even say I'm sorry. You just gonna have to deal with my ugly voice.
Definitely, but check out the Patreon, patreon.com/A+opinions. We got all type of content on there. $1, $5, $10 tiers gives you access to the Discord where we talk a bunch of stuff. We were just talking about in the Discord about all the awards that the Marvel shows won at the MTV TV and Movie Awards. They killed it. So get in there, join up. It's only gonna cost you $1. Join in, join us, so you can be part of the conversation, man. Go ahead for a second, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on basically Instagram, both at Forsaken Powers. I think there's an underscore in between there because they wouldn't let me just put the space because Instagram's weird. But yeah, so you can find me at Instagram over at Forsaken Powers. You can also find me over at the Anime Assembled Instagram as well. I try. We've been a little quiet because we had a lot of personal things going on and a lot of technical difficulties, and then we just couldn't get things to work right for us. So sorry about that. But hopefully we're gonna be able to kick back in it. Basically come back better than ever. That I'm quoting myself from the post I made, but I'm gonna try my best to post as much as I possibly can when I can. I got a lot of things that I'm thinking about posting, so we'll get there when we get there. But go check out both of the Instagrams. Give me a follow. Give Anime Assembled a follow. Indy posts he posts up some stuff on there from time to time too. So we got some stuff coming. So go check us out. And my man Indy, you'll know where to find him because he's gonna give you everything that he's got. Definitely.
Before I give you the outro, I want to say thanks to everybody that tuned in, and thanks to everybody who purchased some Nerd Armor. We will have exclusive Anime Assembled and A+ Who Report Nerd Armor up available soon, but you can catch that all at nerdmixgaming.live/merch. I want to thank you and RB Cola, man. Thank you guys for purchasing. You know what I'm saying?
I had to.
Yeah, we had JD Who's Your Follow. We had a purchase from who is this? Evelyn. Evelyn purchased some Nerd Armor. We got a lot going on, man. If you purchase or you follow or anything like that, I will make sure at the end of the episodes that we read your names off. If I'm able to figure out how to do the alert box, I'll even put a friggin' alert box in here for you guys so you can hear or you can see. Matter of fact, I think I did it. I don't know if this works because this is new, but you guys can follow me. There we go. Alert box pops up so everybody can see. Look at me learning technology.
Being fancy and stuff.
But you guys can find me as always at Nerd Mixed Alpha.
Everywhere.
Nerd Mixed Alpha everywhere. But you can also check me out at A+ Opinions, man. Come rock with us. We love doing this for you guys. Patik Flow bought one Mike Fiend long sleeve. Hey, the Mike Fiend long sleeves be going high, don't they? But guys, tune in. We will see you later. As always, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix. Anime Assembled is out.
Oh, yeah.